I'm very excited to be here. My Spanish is very poor, so I hope you said nice things about me. But I'll do the presentation in English. So my name is Martin Dommerby. I come from Denmark and arrived here in Bilbao on Sunday. So I had a few days to experience your beautiful city, to experience the culture, the food, the vibrant scene you have here, and also yesterday spent some time at the conference. I'm very excited to see the passion you have for food and culture that also goes into startups and into building companies. So I think that's, for me, it's been very exciting to come and experience this firsthand. So I'll try to share a bit of my experience. This is a fancy title, The Key Ingredients Beyond Technology. But basically I'll try to offer you 4 ideas, 4 perspectives on how to successfully build your startup or to make it into a scale-up. And I've been working in technology for about 25 years, so I'll try to take 25 years of experience, put it down into 20 minutes presentation and 4 pieces of advice. Good. So just a short background. I've been working in a number of companies. Maybe you're familiar with Maersk, which is a Danish shipping company. So this was my first job. Started there as a trainee many years ago, and then I moved on to work for Microsoft. Had a very exciting time with Microsoft, and I think learning from Americans how they aggressively sell and bring stuff to market, for me that was an eye opener, and that's something I have taken with me since then. Then the past 15 years, I've been CEO, co-owner, co-founder of 4 companies, and basically I try to take startups to become scale-ups. So one company we took from 8 to 80 people, another company we took 6 to 100 people, 10 to 40 people, and then 40 to 90 people. And it has always been through growing it organically, never made any acquisitions. We never took any venture money, so it's been a lot of hard work and focus on bringing products and services to market. Then earlier this year, I stopped as CEO, and then I thought, should I do a 5th round? Should I do a new startup to scale up, or should I try something differently? And then I decided to move into investing and being active in board roles. So currently, I have invested in 4 companies, 2 technology company. One is a coffee company, and the 4th is a manufacturing company. So a variety of investments I've been making. And then I'm helping a couple of other companies in board roles. So I try to bring in sort of some gray hair, some experience now, and help these companies grow. So, as mentioned, here are 4 ideas, 4 suggestions for what you can do to grow your company. The first one is focusing more on the commercial parts of your company. What I've experienced is that there seems to be a lot of focus in sort of building the best service, building the best product, and a lot of energy is going into making the product or the service ready. And I think this picture is a good example of this. This is from one of the companies I've involved in. We were celebrating. Now we launched the product. Development had finished. Now we could take it to market. But I think we did it all wrong. And if I was to do it again, I would have started the go-to-market, the sales effort a lot earlier. And what we did was we invested a lot. I think we had 20 guys just building, working on the backlog, making new features, making the product ready, making it scalable. And then we had maybe 1 or 2 sales guys. And for me, that was all wrong. So So what I would sort of suggest for you to consider is basically bringing in the commercials, bringing in your go-to-market, bringing in your sales and market team much earlier. Don't wait until your product is ready. Get it in there in the beginning when you launch your company. And now I'm sure here at the conference you're going to see a lot of PowerPoints. So for me, I think this is probably the most important slide you're going to see all week. So I hope you'll pay good notice to this. I think this is the success formula. So if you're to take anything away from my presentation, then it's going to be the next slide. So are you ready for this? So this is, for me, this is the magic formula, 1 to 7. And then you probably think, what does this mean? So actually, it's very simple. So every time you invest €1 in your product or in your service, you should invest €7 into sales or marketing. So when you make your business case, if you try to do this calculation, say, I'm gonna build something, I'm gonna invest in products, I'm gonna invest in developers, I'm gonna invest in making my service ready. So for every euro you spend here, consider putting €7 to bringing your service, your solution to market. This was the rule of thumb we used in Microsoft. And I think it has, it's in Microsoft, it had sort of proven its value. Again, if you go back in time, I'm not sure Microsoft had the best, maybe word processor or had the best mail client, but they were brilliant in bringing it to market. And I think that was because they were so focused on the sales and marketing efforts. So that would be my sort of piece of advice for you to consider. Really invest in sales, invest in marketing. Don't only focus on building a great product. Clients will not come by themselves, even if you have the best product in the world. You need to bring it out there in the world. So 1 to 7, that would be my best piece of advice. Then also, when we talk about sales and marketing, so for me there's a big difference if you're investing in sales or if you're investing in marketing. And it might get a bit nerdy or too detailed, but for me, sales, if you invest in sales, in getting salespeople on board, that doesn't scale. It's a very costly thing. You hire one person, you try to build on his network, you want to send him out in the market. But it's a very costly, it's a very expensive way of getting new clients on board. And I think also with pandemic and COVID, there's a whole new buying behavior on the client side. So I think we all got more used to finding new services, finding new products. I mean, we go online, we research, we want to do it in our own peace and comfort. We don't want to talk to an aggressive sales guy. I want to sit at home. I want to educate myself. And I think that also comes into business to business. It's not only business to consumer that this is the thing. So I think again, when you do your planning, consider spending most part of your go-to-market budget on marketing, really building a great marketing engine, making it easy for people to find you, making it easy for people to educate themselves about your product and services, maybe having free trials, maybe being able to try your products without getting any money out. And basically, if you can build this engine where people find you, they onboard themselves, they get onto your product or service, I think this is super scalable. So I would say, again, consider spending more on marketing and less on sales. So that was a bit on the commercial side, the 1 to 7, the sales and marketing perspective. Then if we look a bit on also on the market. So basically, when you take your product and service to market, is it a growing market? Is it a market that is not increasing? Because if you have to go out and win business from your clients, or if you have to go out and evangelize, it's going to take forever and ever and ever. So I would also consider, when you do your planning, look into the market. Is it growing? Is it going to grow next year? Is it going to grow in 2 years? Or would you have to be doing all the evangelization? Will you have to go out and persuade clients to get your products? So I think, again, when you do your planning, really spend some time doing some business development, understand the market, understand if it's growing, is it increasing, because it will just make it a lot easier. If you tap into a growing market, you can grow together with your competitors. You don't have to fight as hard. So really try to find a market that continue to grow. So, timing or luck, maybe you can call it. So, just to give you a few examples from some of the companies I've been involved in. So, the first one is this container vessel. Maybe you remember it got stuck in the Suez Channel a few years ago, and that created a lot of supply chain issues. There was a lot of concern: where are my stuff? Where are the things in my containers? And in the company I was involved in, we had a service where you could track containers. If you had a container number, we could sort of tell you where's the container. Is it shipped from Shanghai? Has it arrived in Rotterdam? Is it transshipped in Valencia? So what happened for us was that due to this chaos that happened in the Suez Channel, and also with all the chaos that happened in the pandemic on the supply chain side, that sort of catapulted us and our service out into the market. And we saw there was a big boom. And again, if it's luck or good timing, I don't know. But I just think in all of the companies I've been working with, I think sometimes you see there are these pivotal moments. There are these incidents that happen where you say, okay, this was where we really took off. This was make or break. This was where we really came onto a good curve. And how do you sort of how do you make timing or luck happen to you? So I think it has a lot to do, again, being active, being out there in the market, trying to be open, trying to search for these opportunities. I think this with having a container vessel sitting in the Suez Channel doesn't happen every day, but it could also be like you do here: go to a conference, meet people, and then I think also you would have luck, you would have timing, you would get good things to happen for you if you're out there. Another example, maybe you remember last year there was an explosion in the Baltic Sea of some of the gas pipelines going from Baltics to Poland, and there was a big disruption in the gas transmission. And what we had a service that could track vessels around offshore assets. So if you had pipelines, or if you have windmills, offshore windmills, or if you had drilling rigs, we could sort of monitor the areas around these offshore assets. And again, what we saw, there was a big spike in demand after this explosion. A lot of people were interested in doing surveillance, doing monitoring of their assets at sea. So again, I think this was an example of where we were lucky that the timing was there. And I know it's tough to get your marketing department to put a big container vessel to make that stock in the Suez Channel. So I'm not saying you should do that, but again, be out there. Try to search for these events where it can make a change for your company. Good. So we talked a bit about the commercials, about market, about timing. Then the last piece of advice I would give is to focus on your team. I think when you grow your business, you have a lot of different interests. You have a lot of different people coming together to make a success. And I think often you hear there's a big difference between engineers and sales and marketing people. There can be differences between admin or CEOs. So I think when you sort of when you build your company, how can you make the team work together as a big unit? How can you have shared goals? How can you have shared dreams? How can you sort of as the founder of the company, as management of the company, how can you make the team come together and say, we want to make a dent in the world, we want to win, we want to really do something fantastic. And I think that takes a lot of effort. It's not something that happens automatically. So I think that's a very important thing for all of us to consider when we want to build, when we want to scale something. How do we get the team to work together? And then, yeah, again, I have a picture of a bee. Then you say, why a bee? What does that have to do with team dynamics? So for me, again, a bee is not supposed to be able to fly. If you look at a bee, it has a big body, it has small wings, so it sort of defies the aerodynamics. But still, it's one of the best animals to fly. And I think why I think of this is. Again, in one of my old companies, we were a small company. We were fighting against large competitors, and I think we always saw us as this little bee, and say we try to get around the aerodynamics. We try to defeat what is given, and I think again, if you in your company, if you can become this bee, if you can say against all odds, we're going to win, we're going to take it forward, we will try to do something fantastic. That should not be possible by physics, but still we can take off, we can launch, we can bring it somewhere. And I think also maybe one of the challenges I'm experiencing, and maybe you do the same, is on the this with remote work. I think during the pandemic, all of us got used to working more at home. It's nice to sit at home, sit in front of your desk, be able to do laundry while you work, or make shopping, or pick up your kids early. But I think now in the post-pandemic, it's sort of difficult to build a corporate culture if people are working remote. So how do you, as a company, how do you build a culture if all your colleagues are sitting remotely? So I think that's a big challenge for all of us, and I think that's something again to be considered and to be worked with in your company. Say how do we build this culture? How do we work with remote? Because I don't think remote is going to go away. I think we'll continue to work hybrid for a long period of time. So how do we make this happen? Good. My last slide. Thank you for staying awake so long. It's early in the day, so again, coming here to Bilbao for the first time, I had the opportunity to go see your beautiful museum of Guggenheim. Unfortunately, I was there on Monday. It was closed. I could only see it from the outside, but still an amazing sight. And that also got me thinking that sometimes when you build your company, if you look at it day to day, maybe you don't think you're doing a lot of stuff. But if you look at it in a year, if you look at it in 5 years, if you look at it in a decade, you can really do fantastic things. And I think the Guggenheim Museum is I think it's been a long way in the building, but it has really put Bilbao on the map. And now you're known all over the world due to this. And I think the same thinking can be applied for startups or for scale-ups, saying, I mean, maybe we are doing the planning, maybe we're doing the building, maybe it'll take a long time. But again, if we spend 5 years, if we spend a decade on this, we can really do tremendous stuff. So that would be my final piece of advice. Go build, go do fantastic stuff. A lot of opportunities are there. There are great problems to be solved. A lot of technology, great talent is available. Money is available. So don't hold back. Go build the next Guggenheim in your company. Thank you.